Everyone, Tim Brown. Welcome back to my Apple Podcast. Recently, Apple announced the recent App Awards in the App Store. And for the iPhone, the best app this year, Prisma. Prisma is an app that enables you to apply cool artistic filters and effects to your photos and videos. What's great about the app? Well, it comes with a nice menu of options. And they are available as different styles along the bottom of the app that you just scroll through. They appear in the form of sketches or expressionistic effects with an emphasis on color. Some are cubist in conception, a nice range to choose from. What's also nice about the app is the ease of use, because all you simply do is browse through the thumbnails, and when you find an effect that you like, you just simply tap on it. It will happen almost immediately if you're using a photo. If you happen to be using a video, it may take a few seconds longer. What are the limitations of the app? Well, you can only use a square composition when adding effects. You do not have the option to add it to a rectangular photo or a vertical one. And this may be largely dictated by Instagram, which has popularized the square, although Instagram has long since abandoned the square as the norm for how you take pictures, because you can also post horizontal and vertical videos. The limitation is the 15 seconds. That's also something that Instagram has abandoned, because obviously now you can post videos that are 1 minute. So those are some of the limitations. Overall, I think the app is okay. I don't know if I would have voted it to be the best app, mainly because I really don't think the filters and effects are really all that great. Especially the video versions of the effects are pretty subpar in my opinion. But you decide for yourself. I think that one thing to give Prisma credit for is giving these artistic filter apps some recognition, because they've been around for a while, but they have rarely gained the kind of traction that the app Prisma has gained. So in that regards, it's a good thing. And I think that you should also be aware that there are other apps out there that can do very similar things. For example, Artisto is another one of those apps that can apply artistic filters and effects to your photos and videos. But what's really nice about Artisto is that you can also add these to loops. Loops are very similar to what you would do if you were using Instagram's boomerang feature. They're basically short clips that just get replicated over and over and over and over again. They can be very entertaining and fun, and even more fun when you are looping them with artistic effects. Another really nice feature with Artisto is the ability to add these really cool add-ons like bows and glasses and eyeballs, the kind of stuff that you would see in Snapchat basically. You also find in Artisto, so it has a wider range of expression in terms of the kind of creativity and artistic effects that you can add to your recordings. So as you can see, Artisto comes with some pretty cool effects. It does have some limitations though. It only comes in a square format, and the videos are only 10 seconds. Another great app to consider is Brushstroke. Been around for a long time and recognized by Apple as a very important app. Actually, Apple offered it for free in the App Store at one time. Brushstroke basically enables you to add painterly effects to your photos. More recently, Brushstroke also enabled the user to also apply these same effects to videos. So what is Brushstroke and what does it look like? So here's the interface. As you can see here, you have a wide range of controls here. You can add different types of painterly effects, or you can adjust the palette of colors. You can also make other adjustments like color and saturation and so forth. And you can even change the canvas type as well for your pictures. There's some pretty nice controls here, and the results are really quite spectacular, and I really like the new feature with video. So as you can see, Brushstroke is a pretty good app, and it's not limited by the length of video. I imported 5 minutes and it seemed just fine. Also, there's another great app called Toon Camera. And it just so happens that Toon Camera was also developed and designed by Code Organa, the same developers who gave us Brushstroke. What's nice about Toon Camera, it has been upgraded recently, but again, it's been around for a very long time. It doesn't give you painterly effects like cubism and expressionism and futurism and all of that, but it does give you these toon effects that are very artistic in nature and quite wide-ranging. When you go through the menu, you'll see that you can swipe through thumbnails along the bottom, and you just tap on them, and each one will give you a different kind of effect. It tends to go from coloristic effects that are painterly and or cartoony, and all the way up to more monochromatic effects or pencil effects or sketch effects. And there's also a button along the bottom that enables you to control the density or contrast of the effect that you want, and or how linear you want it to be, and you just tap on it back and forth. You usually have 3 or 4 different options per filter. Fantastic results. Worked with photo and videos, and really Toon Camera actually set the precedent for, I think, what they were able to create in the future, because I believe Brushstroke came after this one. So this developer really does a great job, and both apps are superb. It's hard to determine how an app actually wins. It could be that some apps are designed to reflect Apple's philosophy. If you look at some of Apple's apps, for example, there's a heavy use of vertical and horizontal scrolling, so that may be a factor. There's another app that I really like in terms of adding filters and effects to videos and photos that far exceeds other apps in terms of the amount of effects that come with the app, and it's called Muse Image, and it's designed a little differently than your typical app. It uses a design method that a lot of developers have used maybe, say, several years ago, that involves arcing menu options that scroll back and forth in the form of an arc, and then they are also presented in layers. So there may one layer may be camera modes, one layer may be filters, one layer may be effects, and you just scroll back and forth in this arcing pattern to browse your different options. And that's kind of how Muse Image works. They also, not too long ago, added a way to add these effects to the content that's already in your library, as opposed to applying these effects in real time. It produces a slightly different user interface when you do this, but it's really quite remarkable in terms of what the outcome really is. So yeah, check out Muse Image if you're really interested in getting creative and just blowing people's minds with the kind of effects that you can create. Okay, I'm going to wrap up apps that feature artistic effects by going to an old throwback. I don't think this app's been updated since 2014. It's called Foolproof, and it was developed by Studio Me. And it used a 64-bit architecture, so it still works very well on my iPhone, and I have the latest version and the latest software. Foolproof is the bomb. I mean, it really is so cool. It's designed to create painterly effects, but it's how the app does this that makes it unique. So when you open it, you bring it to a photo, you can control the aspect ratio, and then you'll see that your photo is imported into a blank canvas. And what you wind up doing is, after you choose a color menu from a drop-down menu above, and you can also control the size of the brush, essentially you take your finger and you just swipe across the blank canvas until the image appears underneath. And it will appear at first to be just broad brushstrokes. The faster you go, the broader the brushstrokes are, the less clear the image is. The slower you apply your finger to the surface, the more the details reveal themselves. And what's really great is that you can not only save them as pictures, but you can also save them as time-lapse videos, which is really cool. But yeah, if you're really into painterly effects, especially modern painterly effects like John Singer Sargent or William Merritt Chase or something like that, you really want your photos to have that cool kind of effect. Foolproof is really, it's awesome. There are other apps out there, but those are some of the ones that immediately come to mind. Congratulations to Prisma, because I'm really excited to see this app help bring recognition to some of these other apps that have also been really quite wonderful, and that have really contributed to the plethora of what is possible when creating artistic effects. My name is Tim Brown. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of My Podcast. Check me out next time.